Hello, beautiful dreamer. Wherever you are in the world, whatever time your clock is showing, I want you to just take a moment. Pause. Find a quiet place. Maybe dim the lights. And just breathe. Let the day melt away. I'm so glad you're here with me. Before we begin our little journey tonight, I'd love for you to whisper into the comments where you're watching from and what time it is for you. It feels nice to know we're all here together, under the same vast cosmic blanket, getting ready to wonder. Tonight, we're not going to worry about the hustle and bustle of our world. We're going to let our minds drift and ask a simple, magical question. A question that has tickled the imagination of thinkers and dreamers for centuries. What if? What if you could do the impossible? What if you could slip the grumpy bonds of gravity and just go? What if you could travel at the speed of light? Now, don't worry. There will be no tests, no complicated math. This isn't a lecture. Think of this as a bedtime story for the curious soul. A story about you and a journey into the deepest, most wonderful secrets of everything. So, get comfortable. Let your eyes grow heavy, and let's begin. First, what even is light? We see it every day. It's the warm kiss of the sun on your face, the gentle glow of the moon on a quiet night, the twinkle of a star that seems impossibly far away. But what is it? Imagine for a moment that light is made of countless tiny, tiny messengers, little packets of pure energy, born in the fiery heart of a star or the bright flash of a lightning bolt. They have no weight, they have no substance, they are just energy. And their only purpose, their entire existence, is to travel, to race across the empty, silent darkness of space at the ultimate cosmic speed limit. This speed, it's a number so big it almost feels silly to say it. Nearly 300 kilometers, or about 186 miles in a single second. Let that sink in. 1 second. Click. In that single tick of a clock, a little messenger of light could circle our entire planet Earth more than 7 times. It's a speed so immense, so absolute, that our everyday world has nothing to compare it to. A speeding bullet? A fighter jet? A rocket blasting off to the moon? They're all like snails crawling through molasses compared to the swift, silent sprint of a single particle of light. This isn't just fast. It's a fundamental rule of our universe. It's the universe's heartbeat. And here's the first secret, the first piece of magic our universe has. A great thinker with wild hair and a gentle smile, Albert Einstein, helped us understand this. He realized that the universe has a very strict rule about moving. Everything that has substance, everything you can touch, you, me, this planet, the stars themselves, has something called mass. It's like a cosmic anchor. And the more mass something has, the more energy it takes to push it, to make it go faster. It's simple, really. It's harder to push a car than it is to push a bicycle. Now imagine trying to push that car faster and faster and faster. The closer you get to the speed of light, the universe itself seems to push back. Your cosmic anchor, your mass, seems to get heavier and heavier. It's a strange, wondrous truth. To get something with mass, even a single tiny grain of sand, to the speed of light, you would need an infinite amount of energy. You would need all the energy of the entire universe, and then some. It's the universe's way of saying, that speed is special. That speed is reserved for the messengers, for the light itself. But this is our story, our dream. And in our dream, we can do the impossible. So let's imagine we have a ship. Not a ship of metal and wires, but a ship of thought, a vessel of pure imagination that doesn't have to follow all the rules. It's sleek, it's beautiful, and it's waiting for you. Can you see it? It's glowing softly, humming with a quiet power. Step inside. The door closes with a gentle sigh, sealing us away from the world we know. Inside, there's just a comfortable chair and a single vast window looking out at the stars. There are no controls, no buttons, no levers. The ship knows our destination. It knows our desire. Our destination is the speed of light itself. Are you ready? Let's begin to move. Slowly at first. The ship glides away from the ground, silent as a feather. We rise above the sleeping cities, the dark oceans, the swirling white clouds. Our Earth is a beautiful blue and white marble, hanging in the velvet blackness. It looks so peaceful from up here, doesn't it? So whole. All the lines we draw on maps, all the worries that seem so big down there, they just melt away into a single, breathtaking view. We pick up speed. The moon, our silent, cratered companion, zips by our window in what feels like a heartbeat. We're moving faster than any human has ever moved before. We pass Mars, the red jewel of our solar system. We fly through the great asteroid belt, a cosmic river of ancient rocks, but our magical ship weaves through them effortlessly. We see Jupiter, the giant king, with its swirling storms and its family of dancing moons. It's a majestic, beautiful sight, a masterpiece of gravity and gas. Then Saturn, with its impossible, ethereal rings, made of ice and dust, shimmering like a celestial halo. We're going incredibly fast now, but the real journey hasn't even begun. All of this, our entire solar system, is just our front yard. We're about to leave it all behind. The sun, our sun, shrinks behind us. From a great, blazing disk to a star. Just another star. The brightest one in a sky now filled with billions upon billions of them. The sheer number is overwhelming. Every single point of light is a sun, and many of them have their own planets, their own stories, their own silent, spinning worlds. What do you think is out there? What kind of worlds are circling those distant suns? Drop your most creative, wonderful ideas in the comments. A world of crystal mountains? An ocean planet with glowing creatures in the deep? Let your imagination run wild. Now, our ship begins the final push. We're going for it. 90% of the speed of light. The stars ahead of us seem to huddle closer together, their light shifting, becoming a brilliant, piercing blue. The stars behind us stretch out, their light growing red and dim, like fading embers. The universe is warping around us, bending to the will of our incredible speed. 95%, 99%. The hum of the ship is the only sound, a deep and steady thrum that you feel in your chest. 99.9%. The universe outside our window is no longer a familiar, scattered field of stars. It's a tunnel of surreal, shifting light. Ahead of us, a single point of blinding white-blue intensity. All around us, everything else has faded into a deep, profound darkness. We are enclosed in our own little bubble, racing towards a point of infinity. And then, it happens. We reach it. The ship stops humming. Everything is still. We are now traveling at the exact speed of light, 100%. But something is wrong. Or is it wrong? Or is it just different? The first thing you notice is time, or rather, the lack of it. For you, inside this ship, time has stopped. Completely. The hands on a clock would be frozen. Your heart would not beat. Your thoughts would not move from one to the next. You are suspended in a single, eternal moment. An everlasting now. This is the deepest, most magical secret of traveling at light speed. To travel at the speed of light is to become timeless. Imagine a little messenger of light, a photon, born in the core of a star a million light years away. It travels across galaxies, past nebulae, through the immense, empty void for a million years. And then, one day, it ends its journey by striking your eye, allowing you to see that star's ancient glimmer. For us, here on Earth, that photon's journey took 1,000,000 years. But for the photon itself, it experienced nothing. No time passed at all. From its perspective, The moment it was born and the moment it was absorbed by your eye happened at the exact same instant. There was no journey. There was only an instantaneous connection across 1,000,000 light years. That's what's happening to us now. In our ship, we are timeless. We exist, but we do not experience the passage of moments. From our frozen perspective, the universe has also changed in another profound way. The distance between where we started and where we are going has vanished. The very fabric of space in our direction of travel has shrunk down to nothing. That star we were heading towards may be one that's 4 light years away, like our nearest neighbor, Proxima Centauri. The distance to it is now 0. For us, in our timeless state, leaving and arriving are the same event. We are here, and we are also there, simultaneously. It's a paradox that tickles your brain, isn't it? To travel so fast that the journey takes no time and covers no distance from your point of view. It's as if the universe bends itself to make your journey instantaneous. But while we are frozen in our single moment, what about the universe we left behind? This is where the story takes a turn. This is the heart of it all. This is the great cosmic bargain of light-speed travel. For us, time is stopped. But for everyone and everything else, time is racing forward like a river in a flood. For every frozen second we experience, years, decades, centuries, millennia are passing back on Earth. Time is relative. That's what Einstein helped us see. There is no single master clock for the entire universe. Everyone's clock ticks at its own rate, depending on how fast they are moving. And we are moving at the ultimate speed. So while our clock is stopped, the clock back on Earth is ticking faster than ever. Let's look out our magical window. Let's imagine we can see the Earth we left behind. But we don't see it as a static, peaceful marble anymore. We see it in a terrifying, mesmerizing fast forward. We see the lights of the cities flicker on and off as days and nights blaze by in a strobe effect. We see the seasons change in a blur of green, brown, and white. We see entire forests grow, mature, and die in the blink of an eye. We see coastlines change. We see ice caps melt and refreeze. We see the slow, inexorable dance of the continents themselves, drifting and crashing into one another over eons. We are watching the entire future of our world unfold in a silent cosmic movie. We see generations of humans being born, living their lives, and passing away. We see empires rise from the dust and crumble back into it. We see new technologies we can't even comprehend flicker across the planet's surface. We see entire species evolve and go extinct. Oh, the love stories, oh, the wars, all the discoveries, all the art, all the music of thousands, maybe millions of years of human history flash before our eyes in a matter of moments. Everyone you ever knew, everyone you ever loved, their children, their grandchildren, their entire lineage for thousands of generations has lived and gone. They are dust. They are memories that have themselves been forgotten. The world we came from is gone forever, lost to the relentless, rushing river of time. It's a lonely thought, isn't it? To be the ultimate traveler, but also the ultimate exile. You have gained the universe, but you have lost your home. You are a ghost from the past, watching a future you can never be a part of. If you had to make that choice, to see the wonders of the cosmos but lose everyone and everything you know, would you do it? What would be the one memory from your life that you would hold on to in that timeless, lonely ship? Let me know in the comments. I think it's a beautiful and heartbreaking thing to consider. So here we are, frozen in time, yet hurtling across space. Let's say our destination was the center of our own galaxy, the Milky Way, a journey of about 25 light years. For us, in our timeless ship, we arrive in the same instant we left. We are now at the galactic core. We decide to stop, to slow down from the speed of light, and let time start ticking for us again. As we decelerate, The universe unwraps itself. The tunnel of light dissolves. The darkness recedes, and the sky is suddenly filled with a spectacle beyond all imagination. We are in the heart of the galaxy, a place of incredible violence and beauty. The density of stars here is almost unimaginable. The sky is not black with points of light. It is a solid, blazing wall of light. Billions of ancient golden stars are packed together, so close that the night sky is brighter than a summer's day on Earth. In the very center, hidden behind clouds of dust and gas, is a monster, a supermassive black hole, 4 million times the mass of our sun. We can't see it directly, but we can see its effects. We see stars orbiting a point of pure nothingness at incredible speeds, whipped around by a gravitational force so immense it defies belief. We see jets of energy, longer than entire solar systems, being shot out from the monster's poles. It's a place of creation and destruction on a scale that is both terrifying and profoundly beautiful. We have seen the heart of our own cosmic city, a sight no human eye was ever meant to see. We have seen the core. We have achieved the impossible. But now, we want to go home. The memory of that blue and white marble, peaceful and whole, calls to us across the void. And so, we turn our ship of thought around. We once again engage our magical drive. We accelerate. The blaze of the galactic core fades behind us, redshifted into a dull, forgotten glow. The darkness and the tunnel of light return. And once again, we are timeless. The 25,000 light-year journey back home happens in another eternal instant. No time passes for us. We leave the galactic core, and we arrive in our solar system at the very same moment. From our perspective, as we approach our home, we begin to slow down. The deceleration is gentle, and as our speed drops below that ultimate limit, time awakens for us. The frozen moment shatters, and the river of moments begins to flow for us once more. Our hearts beat. Our thoughts move. The universe outside our window returns to normal. The single point of light ahead of us resolves back into our sun, a familiar, friendly yellow star. We see the planets in their orbits. There's Jupiter, there's Mars, and there's Earth, our home. We are back. But as we get closer, a cold feeling begins to creep into your heart. Something is wrong. The continents, they don't look right. The shapes are familiar, but different. Africa seems to have drifted further north, closing the Mediterranean. Australia is much closer to Asia. The coastlines we knew, the familiar outlines of countries and landmasses, have been redrawn by the slow, powerful hands of geology. Our journey to the galactic center and back took us, a few moments of our own conscious experience. But for the Earth we left behind, 0 years have passed. 50,000 years. We guide our ship down through the atmosphere. The sky is a familiar blue, the clouds are a familiar white, but everything else is alien. We see no cities we recognize. There are no familiar lights. Perhaps there are new, strange structures that glow with technologies we can't fathom. Or perhaps there are no cities at all. Perhaps humanity is gone. Perhaps they left this world for the stars themselves, thousands of years ago. Or perhaps they simply faded away, their great civilizations crumbling to dust, reclaimed by a patient, relentless nature. We look at the sky at night. The constellations are wrong. The stars themselves have moved in the sky over 0 years. The familiar patterns our ancestors used to navigate and tell stories Orion. The Big Dipper, they are warped, their stars having drifted apart. Even the stars in the sky are not the stars of our home. We have returned, but we have returned as strangers in a strange land. We are artifacts from a time so ancient it has been forgotten. The language we speak, the history we know, the people we loved, They are all less than myths. They are nothing. The price of our wondrous journey was everything. We are the loneliest beings in the universe. We have seen the beginning and the end of our own world. This is the profound, heartbreaking paradox of traveling at the speed of light. It's a journey that costs you not your life, but your time, your place in the story of the world. So, is it possible? The science we know today says no, not for anything with mass. That speed limit, that cosmic law, is absolute. And perhaps that's a good thing. Perhaps the universe is protecting us from this profound loneliness. Perhaps it's keeping us grounded in our own time, in our own story, so we can live it, moment by precious moment. But what if we could get close? What if we built a real ship? A ship of metal and fire that could travel at 99.999% the speed of light. The effects would be almost the same. A journey to a nearby star and back might take only a few years for the astronauts on board, but they would return to an Earth where centuries have passed. They would still be exiles in time. Time dilation is not a fantasy, it is real. We have measured it. Astronauts on the International Space Station, moving much slower than light, age just a tiny fraction of a second slower than us on Earth. The effect is real. The magic is real. Let's think about what we see when we look out the window of our ship. What does the universe actually look like when you're skirting this cosmic speed limit? It's not just a blur, it's far stranger, far more magical than that. Imagine you're running in the rain. Even if the rain is falling straight down, the faster you run, the more it seems to be coming from in front of you, hitting you in the face. It's the same with the light from the stars. As we accelerate, the starlight from all around us seems to get funneled into a cone directly in front of our ship. This effect is called relativistic aberration. The sky would no longer be a dome of stars all around us. It would become a shrinking circle of starlight directly ahead. But that's not all. The light itself would change. Think of the sound of a siren on an ambulance. As it comes towards you, the pitch is high. As it moves away, the pitch is low. This is the Doppler effect. And it happens with light, too. The light from the stars we are hurtling towards gets its waves squeezed together. They shift from visible light into higher and higher frequencies. They become blue, then violet, then ultraviolet, and then they shift beyond what our eyes can see, into X-rays, and finally, into powerful, dangerous gamma rays. That shrinking circle of starlight ahead of us would become a single point of intensely energetic, invisible radiation. It would be a deadly spotlight that could fry any instrument and any person that looked directly at it. And what about the stars behind us? The opposite happens. As we race away from them, their light waves get stretched out. They shift down the spectrum. They become red, then infrared, then microwaves, and finally, long, lazy radio waves. So the vast, beautiful star field behind us would also disappear. It would fade from view as its light shifts beyond our eyes' ability to see it. So, what does that leave us with? The view from the window of a ship traveling at near light speed is one of the strangest, loneliest sights imaginable. Ahead of you, a single, blindingly bright, deadly point of invisible radiation. Behind and all around you, absolute and total blackness. The rich, glittering tapestry of the cosmos would be gone. You would be flying through an empty, dark void with a single, terrifying star that is not a star guiding your way. It's a universe stripped bare, reduced to its most elemental components, direction and darkness. Is that a beautiful image to you, or a terrifying one? To be so alone in the dark? Tell me what you think. This strange visual experience is tied to another bizarre effect. We talked about how time slows down for the traveler. We talked about how, from your point of view, the distance to your destination shrinks. This is called length contraction. From your perspective on the ship, the entire universe in the direction you are moving gets flattened. A ruler that is 1 meter long would appear to be only a few centimeters long as it flies by you at near light speed. A planet would be flattened into a pancake. A whole galaxy, millions of light years across, would seem to be squashed into a thin, shimmering disk. So from your seat, the journey to that star 4 light years away doesn't just feel fast. The distance itself has actually shrunk. Maybe the journey now only seems like a few months long, and the distance is no longer 4 light years, but just a few light months. The faster you go, the more time slows down, and the more space compresses. Time and space are not separate, static things. They are a single, connected fabric space-time. And by moving through it at incredible speeds, you are literally warping and twisting that fabric around you. You are weaving your own little pocket of reality with its own rules of time and distance. And this brings us to one of the biggest, most mind-bending ideas of all. The idea of causality. The simple rule that says a cause must always happen before its effect. You drop a glass, then it shatters. You light a match, then it burns. This is the fundamental logic of our universe. It's how stories work. It's how life works. But if you could travel faster than light, you could break this rule. You could destroy the very logic of reality. Imagine we send a message to a planet 4 light years away. We send it on a beam of light. It will take 4 years to get there. Now, imagine you jump in a ship that can travel faster than light. You leave right after the message is sent, and you get there in just 1 year. You could then send a message back to Earth, which would also travel faster than light, arriving back on Earth only 2 years after you originally left. This means you could send a reply to a message that, from Earth's point of view, hasn't even arrived at its destination yet. You could tell Earth the contents of its own message before it even finishes sending it. Let's make it even weirder. Imagine you see a glass fall off a table and shatter. You could then jump in your faster-than-light ship, travel back in time, and catch the glass before it falls. But if you catch it, it never fell. So you would never have had a reason to go back and catch it in the first place. This is a paradox. It's a loop of logic that makes no sense. The universe cannot exist this way. An effect cannot happen before its cause. And that, perhaps, is the real reason the speed of light is the ultimate speed limit. It's not just a cosmic speed bump. It's the law that protects reality. It's the rule that ensures the story of the universe makes sense, that one event follows another in a logical chain. It's the law of causality. Without it, reality would unravel into an illogical chaos. So, the universe has put up a very firm, very strict barrier. It is said, you can come close, you can peer over the edge, you can experience the strange and wonderful effects of slowing time and shrinking space, but you cannot cross this line. To do so would be to break the story. And the universe, above all else, is a story that makes sense. But just because we can't physically ride a beam of light, doesn't mean we can't let our minds do it. And in a way, we do it every single night. When you look up at the night sky, you are not seeing the stars as they are right now. You are seeing them as they were in the past. The light from our nearest stellar neighbor, Proxima Centauri, takes a little over 4 years to reach us. So when you see it in the sky, you are seeing the light that left that star 4 years ago. You are looking into the past. The light from the star Polaris, the North Star, takes over 400 years to reach us. When you see it, you are seeing light that left when Shakespeare was writing his plays. And what about the Andromeda Galaxy, the closest major galaxy to our own? That beautiful, faint smudge in the sky. It's 2.5 million light years away. The light you see from it tonight left that galaxy 2.5 million years ago. It has been traveling across the intergalactic void that entire time, long before modern humans even walked the Earth. That light is a time capsule. It is a messenger from the deep past, and its journey finally ends in your eye. It has traveled at the speed of light, experiencing no time itself, just to bring you a story from a long-lost era. Looking at the night sky is the most profound and accessible form of time travel there is. You are literally looking at millions of years of history, all at once. So let's return to our story. Our journey is over. We are back on a strange and alien Earth. 50 years in the future. We are utterly alone. The ultimate time travelers and the ultimate castaways. What would you do? Where would you go on this new Earth? Would you try to find what became of humanity? Would you hide yourself away and live a quiet life in the new wilderness? Or would you simply sit on a strange shore, under a sky of unfamiliar stars, and tell your stories to the wind? A lonely voice from a world that no one else remembers. It's a powerful and melancholy thought. The price of ultimate knowledge might just be ultimate loneliness. It's the great tragic bargain of the gods and heroes in all our old myths, isn't it? This journey we've taken in our minds. It shows us that the universe is so much stranger, so much more wonderful than it appears on the surface. It's a place where time and space are flexible, where journeys can be instantaneous, yet take an eternity. It's a place of breathtaking beauty and terrifying power. And at the heart of it all is light. That simple, everyday thing that we take for granted. It is the universe's messenger, its clock, its ruler, and its ultimate law. It weaves the fabric of reality itself. Think about that tonight as you drift off to sleep. Think about the starlight that might be filtering through your window. Think of the incredible journey that light has taken, just for you. It has traveled for years, or centuries, or millions of years, at the one speed that makes time stand still, just to paint a tiny picture in the back of your eye. The universe is telling you a bedtime story, a story of immense distances, of incredible time, of the magic woven into the very fabric of existence. All you have to do is look up and listen. The universe is a magical place, and you are a part of it. Your body is made of stardust, and your mind is capable of traveling on beams of light. Let's not think about the loneliness of our returning traveler anymore. Let's think about the wonder, the sheer, unadulterated awe of it all. We have imagined a journey that has bent the rules of reality. We have seen time itself become a plaything. We've seen space compress like an accordion. We've witnessed the birth and death of stars, the silent ballet of galaxies, the violent heart of our own Milky Way, and the long, slow, patient story of our own planet's future. We've done all this without leaving our quiet, comfortable space, because the most powerful vessel for travel in the entire universe is not a spaceship. It's the human mind, your mind. It can go anywhere, do anything, and dream the most impossible dreams. And in those dreams, we can touch the face of creation. We can understand the deep, magical poetry that the universe is writing all around us, all the time. And as you finally let go, as you drift into your own dreams tonight, maybe you'll find yourself on your own ship of thought. Maybe you'll race the moonbeams. Maybe you'll dance with the nebulae and say hello to the ancient, wise old galaxies. The universe is waiting for you. The journey is yours for the taking. All you have to do is close your eyes and wonder. The speed of light isn't just a number. It's an invitation to dream, an invitation to be amazed, and an invitation to realize that you are a small but precious part of something so vast, so ancient, and so incredibly beautiful. It's almost beyond words, but it's not beyond our imagination. Let's linger for a moment in that impossible state, that timeless instant aboard our ship of thought. What does it truly mean to be frozen in time while crossing the universe? Our human minds are so deeply tied to the rhythm of seconds, minutes, and hours. Our hearts beat a steady drum against the silence. Our lungs draw in and release the tide of air. Our very thoughts are a procession, one following another, in a line we call consciousness. To be timeless is to be liberated from all of this. It's not a state of being stuck. It's a state of pure being. Imagine a perfect, single note of music, held for what seems like an eternity. It doesn't change. It doesn't waver. It just is. And in that single, perfect note, you can hear the potential for every song ever written. Our state at light speed is like that note. We are a single, perfect moment. But that moment contains the entire journey. It contains the departure and the arrival. It contains the silent spectacle of a fast-forwarding universe. It contains the entire distance from here to there, collapsed into a single point of existence. There is no boredom, for boredom requires the passing of time. There is no impatience, for impatience is the desire for a future moment to arrive sooner. There is only a profound, deep, and utter peace, a stillness that is the very essence of the cosmos. You are outside the river of time, sitting peacefully on the bank, watching it all rush by. You are not a participant in the frantic flow of cause and effect, of birth and death, of beginnings and endings. You are simply a witness, an observer in the truest sense of the word. Perhaps this is the ultimate form of meditation, a release from the burden of the future and the weight of the past, to simply exist in the now that contains all of time within it. It's a beautiful thought, that the fastest you can possibly go brings you to the most absolute stillness imaginable. The universe is full of such wonderful, poetic contradictions. But let's step back from the impossible, just for a little while. Let's board a different kind of ship, a real one, a ship we might one day build. This ship cannot reach the speed of light, but it can get breathtakingly, mind-bendingly close. Let's say our goal is a grand one, a round trip to our nearest galactic neighbor, the Andromeda Galaxy. We want to be the first to see another galaxy up close, the first to see our own Milky Way from the outside. So, we build a magnificent vessel, a city in space. It's designed for a long journey. It accelerates for years, pushing closer and closer to that ultimate speed limit. It settles into a cruising speed of 99.9999999% of the speed of light. At this speed, the magic of relativity is in full bloom, but we are still moving through time, just very, very slowly. For the crew on board, a few decades will pass. They will live their lives. They will work and rest and watch the strange compressed universe through their reinforced windows. From their perspective, the 2.5 million light-year journey will feel manageable. Perhaps it will take them 30 years to reach Andromeda. But what about Earth? For every single day that passes on that ship, nearly 22 zero days, or about 60 years, will pass on Earth. By the time the ship's crew has had their lunch, a child on Earth has grown up and had children of their own. By the time they sleep for the night, a generation has passed. Their 30-year journey to Andromeda will take, for Earth, almost 2.5 million years. And the journey back will take another 2.5 million years. The crew who returns will not be the crew who left. It would be their distant descendants. Their voyage to another galaxy would mean that 5 million years of Earth history would pass in their absence. Imagine being born on that ship. Earth is not a memory to you. It's a legend, a story told by your great-great-great-grandparents. You see it in old pictures and videos, a world of vast blue oceans, green lands, and fluffy white clouds. A world with something called rain and wind. Your world is one of recycled air, metallic corridors, hydroponic gardens, and the constant, gentle hum of the life support systems. The sky outside your window is not the sky of Earth. It is that strange, lonely view, the intense, compressed point of starlight ahead, and the endless, perfect blackness all around. This is your normal. The stories of Earth are your mythology. The crew of the ship is your only tribe. What would you feel? Would you feel a sense of connection to that mythical blue marble? Would you dream of a ground you've never walked on? Of a sun whose warmth you've never felt directly on your skin? Or would the ship be your one and only home? Would the idea of stopping the journey and living on a planet seem strange and frightening? It's a fascinating question about what makes us who we are. Is it the soil we come from, or the journey we are on? If you were a child of that starship, where would your heart belong? Let me know what you think in the comments. It's a story about finding home in the most unusual of places. On this generational ship, they would watch the universe in a way no human ever has. They would see the light from distant galaxies shifting as they moved. They could watch the slow, graceful dance of cosmic evolution. But their most breathtaking view would come as they finally slowed down upon arriving at Andromeda. The flattened, distorted universe would expand and bloom around them. The single point of light would resolve into a swirling, majestic spiral of 1 trillion stars. A galaxy twice the size of our own. They would drift through its outer arms, weaving between stars that are billions of years older than our own sun. They would see star-forming nebulae of colors we have no names for. They would witness the light of 1 trillion suns, a sight of such grandeur it would feel like looking upon the face of creation itself. They would be the first humans to see our own home, the Milky Way. From the outside, from their vantage point, 2.5 million light-years away, our galaxy would be a beautiful, shimmering spiral disk in their sky, a sister to the one they are visiting. And on one of its spiral arms, in a quiet, unassuming suburb, would be a single tiny yellowish star, too small and insignificant to see with the naked eye. Our sun, and around it, a tiny, rocky planet where their ancestors once lived, millions of years ago. To see your entire home, your entire history, reduced to a tiny, invisible speck in a vast sea of light, it would be a humbling and deeply moving experience. It would change you forever. This journey reminds us that space isn't just empty. The old way of thinking was of an empty void, a nothingness that objects move through. But Einstein's beautiful idea of space-time tells us something different. Space-time is a thing. It's a fabric. It's a medium. You can't see it or touch it, but it's there. It can be bent. It can be stretched. It can be twisted, and it can ripple. Think of it like a perfectly still pond. If you drop a pebble into it, you create ripples that spread outwards. Now, in our universe, massive objects like planets and stars are like heavy bowling balls sitting on this pond, creating deep dents in the fabric of space-time. We feel these dents as gravity. The Earth isn't magically pulling you down. It has curved the fabric of space-time around it, and you are simply following that curve. It's a beautiful, elegant dance. Our ship, traveling at near light speed, is not a gentle pebble. It is a massive, super-fast speedboat, carving a huge wake in the pond of space-time. As we race along, we are creating a massive distortion in the fabric of reality behind us, a ripple in time and space. We are fundamentally altering the universe just by passing through it. This journey is not a quiet sneak through the cosmos. It's a loud, dramatic, reality-bending event. We have such a profound effect on the very structure of the universe just by our motion. And this idea of relative time, it's not just for spaceships and black holes. It's a tiny part of our everyday lives, too. Have you ever noticed how time seems to fly when you're having fun with people you love? An entire evening can feel like just a few moments. And have you noticed how time seems to stretch and slow down when you are bored, or in pain, or waiting anxiously for something? A few minutes on a clock can feel like an hour. Our own consciousness, our own emotions, seem to bend and stretch our perception of time. It's like we have a little piece of that cosmic magic built right into our own minds. Our experience of time is not fixed. It is personal. It is relative. It's a gentle echo of the grand, universal law that our starship traveler experiences in the most extreme way. And let's come back to light itself. Not the light of distant, alien suns, but the light of our own lives. The soft glow of a lamp as you read a book. The flicker of a candle on a birthday cake. Its light carrying the image of a smiling face to your eyes. The light from a screen connecting you to a loved one on the other side of the world. Each particle of that light, each photon, is on its own tiny, instantaneous journey from its source to your eye. It is the messenger that carries the moments of our lives. It carries the smiles, the tears, the stories. Without light, we would have no shared experience. We would be isolated islands in the dark. Light is the thread that weaves our individual stories together into the shared tapestry of human experience. It is the ultimate connector. It bridges the distance between stars, and it bridges the distance between hearts. Let's imagine our generational ship. After its long voyage decides to come home, the descendants of the original crew, born and raised in the strange reality of near light speed travel, are finally approaching the solar system of their ancestors. 5 million years have passed. As they slow down, their strange dark sky blossoms into the familiar view of our solar system. But what would they find? What would happen to the Earth in 5 million years? The relentless march of plate tectonics would have completely reshaped the world. The Atlantic Ocean might have started to close, while a new ocean might have formed where East Africa is splitting apart. Massive mountain ranges would have risen and fallen. The world would be geographically unrecognizable. The climate would likely be vastly different. Ice ages may have come and gone multiple times, their glaciers carving new valleys and lakes. What about life? 5 million years is a significant amount of time in evolutionary terms. New species would have evolved, and many we know would be extinct. Would humanity still be here? It's impossible to say. 5 million years is more than twice as long as our species, Homo sapiens, has even existed. Perhaps humanity evolved into something new, something adapted to a changed world. Perhaps they left for the stars long ago, becoming their own tribe of interstellar travelers. Or perhaps their story on this planet simply came to an end, leaving behind only faint, buried traces for the wind and rain to erode. Our returning travelers would be explorers on an alien world that was once their home. They would be archaeologists of their own forgotten history. They would search for any sign, any remnant of the people who launched their great ship into the void so long ago. Their return would not be an ending, but the beginning of a new and profound mystery. What happened to us? This is the deep, dramatic soul of our story. The pursuit of the ultimate frontier comes at the ultimate cost. It highlights the preciousness of our time, our world, our connections. It makes you appreciate the here and now. This moment, the ground beneath your feet, the air you are breathing, the people in your life. We live in a beautiful, fleeting, perfect sliver of time on a warm, gentle world. And maybe that's not a limitation. Maybe that's a gift. The universe is vast and cold and stretches for eternity. But our lives are short and warm and full of meaning. And perhaps that is the most beautiful magic of all. So as we let our minds drift, let's not be saddened by the loneliness of the traveler. Let's be inspired. Let's be filled with a sense of wonder for the delicate, precious, and beautiful reality we inhabit. Let's be grateful for our ticking clocks, for the sunrise and the sunset, for the steady, reliable rhythm of our lives. The universe has given us a front row seat to the most spectacular show imaginable. We don't need a spaceship to appreciate it. We just need to open our eyes and our hearts and wonder. The magic isn't just out there, in the distant galaxies and at impossible speeds. The magic is right here, right now, in this breath, in this moment, in this shared story. Let's go back to that moment of acceleration, that incredible push towards the ultimate speed. We spoke of how your cosmic anchor, your mass, seems to get heavier. But let's feel that more deeply. It's not just a number in an equation. It's a feeling. It's the universe itself whispering, and then shouting for you to slow down. At first, the journey is effortless. Our ship of thought slices through the solar system with grace. But as we push faster and faster, closer to that sacred limit, the universe begins to resist. It's as if we're trying to run through water. At first, the water gives way easily. But the faster we try to run, the more the water pushes back, the thicker it feels. 90% the speed of light. The water is now thick like honey, and it takes immense power to push through it. 99%. The honey has become treacle, a thick, stubborn fluid that clings to us, trying to hold us back. The very fabric of space-time is resisting our passage. 99.999%. We are now trying to force our way through solidifying concrete. The universe is using all its strength, it seems, to prevent us from taking that final step. It is guarding its most profound secret. The energy required is staggering, astronomical. We are fighting against the inertia of our own being, a weight that is approaching infinity. It's a dramatic, cosmic arm wrestle between our will to travel and the universe's will to maintain its fundamental law. And when our magical ship finally breaks through, when it touches that perfect, timeless speed, the resistance vanishes. The struggle is over. We have not so much broken the law as we have been accepted into a different state of being. We have passed the test. We have been granted passage into the realm of light, the realm of timelessness. The struggle itself was the gateway. The universe wasn't trying to stop us. It was testing us, ensuring we understood the gravity of the threshold we were seeking to cross. Now, let's play a game with our imagination. The speed of light in our universe is what it is, a constant, dizzying speed. But what if it were different? What if the universe was written with a different set of rules? What if, for instance, the speed of light was slow? Let's imagine a universe where light travels at just 100 miles per hour, about the speed of a decent car on a highway. What would that world be like? It would be a very, very strange place. If you started to jog, you would notice the world around you changing. The colors of things ahead of you would shift slightly towards blue. The colors of things behind you would shift towards red. If you got in your car and accelerated up to 80 or 90 miles per hour, you would see the world in front of you get squeezed and distorted. Time itself would slow down for you in a noticeable way. You could drive for an hour at 90 miles per hour, and when you got back home, you'd find that a little more than an hour had passed for everyone else. You would literally be a time traveler every time you went for a drive. Communication would be a curious challenge. If you were on a video call with someone on the other side of the planet, there would be a delay of many hours. You'd say hello, and you'd have to wait all day for their reply. Watching a live orchestra in a large concert hall would be a strange experience. You'd see the conductor's baton move, but the sound would reach you much faster than the light from the stage. You'd hear the music long before you saw the musicians play it. Or, if you were far at the back, you'd see the violinist draw their bow, and the note would arrive a second or two later. The world would feel disjointed, out of sync with itself. The simple act of seeing would no longer be instantaneous. It would be a process of waiting. Now let's imagine the opposite. What if there was no speed limit? What if light could travel infinitely fast? In this universe, everything would be connected to everything else instantly. The moment the sun shone, its light would be everywhere in the solar system at once. There would be no 8-minute delay for its light to reach Earth. When you looked up at the night sky, you would see every star, every galaxy, exactly as it is in this very moment. There would be no looking into the past. The beautiful time travel of astronomy would be gone. We would lose our window into the history of the cosmos. We would see a static, present-tense universe with no story to tell of its own becoming. Causality, the law of cause and effect, would be a global, instantaneous affair. An event on one side of the universe could have an immediate effect on the other side. There would be no travel time, no delay, no unfolding of events, just instant action and reaction. If a star a million light years away went supernova, we wouldn't see its light approaching us over a million years. We would simply see it appear in our sky, in its full, blazing glory. At the exact moment it happened, there would be no anticipation, no time to prepare. The universe would be a far more sudden, and perhaps a more dangerous place. It would lack the gentle, slow rhythm of unfolding stories that our universe has. It would be a universe of is, but not of was or will be. Which of these universes feels more like home to you? The strange, slow light world, our own rhythmic universe, or the chaotic, infinite light one? Tell me your thoughts. I think exploring these alternate realities makes you appreciate the delicate, perfect balance of our own. Let's go back to that energy problem for a moment. That idea that reaching light speed requires an infinite amount of energy. It's a statement we hear, but the scale of it is almost impossible to grasp. Let's try to paint a picture. That magical equation from Einstein, E mx is the key. It doesn't just say energy equals mass times the speed of light squared. It says something much more poetic. It says that mass and energy are the same thing. They are two sides of the same cosmic coin. Mass is just sleeping energy. It is energy that has been frozen, compacted, and made quiet. And energy is just liberated mass. It is matter that has been awakened and set free. Every atom in your body, every rock, every drop of water is humming with a phenomenal, locked-up power. To make our ship go faster, we need to convert matter into pure energy to push it. A little bit of matter makes a lot of energy, a truly staggering amount. Now, as our ship gets closer and closer to the speed of light, its mass effectively increases. It gets heavier and heavier, demanding more and more energy for each tiny increase in speed. To get to 99% of light speed, you might need to convert the mass of a mountain into pure energy. To get to 99.9%, you might need the mass of a small moon. To get to 99.9999%, you might need to sacrifice the entire planet Earth, converting all of its beautiful forests, oceans, and mountains into a brief, violent flash of pure propulsion. And to take that final, infinitesimal step, to go from 99.999% to exactly 100%, you would need to gather up all the planets, all the stars in our galaxy, all the galaxies in the visible universe, and feed them all into your engine. You would need to convert every last atom of existence into pure, raw energy. And even then, it would not be enough. You would need an infinite amount of matter to create the infinite energy required. You would have to sacrifice the entire universe to propel a single ship to the speed of light. It is the ultimate price for the ultimate journey. This is what the universe is telling us when it sets this speed limit. It is saying that the existence of everything is more important than the ultimate travel of any one thing. It's a profound statement of cosmic community, written in the language of physics. Now let's drift back to the corridors of our generational ship, the one on its multi-million-year voyage to Andromeda. What were the senses of the people on board, beyond sight? The soundscape would be one of the most defining features of their lives. A constant, low-frequency hum, the thrum of the engines, the whisper of the air scrubbers, the rhythmic clicks and whirs of machinery that works tirelessly to keep them alive in the hostile void. This hum would be the baseline of their reality, the background music to their entire existence. A child born on this ship would find true silence to be a strange and unnerving experience. That hum would be their comfort, their lullaby, the heartbeat of their world. And what about the feeling of touch, of motion? If the ship spent decades or even centuries constantly accelerating to get up to speed, and decades more decelerating at the other end, then generations of people would live their entire lives under a constant gentle pressure, a force that feels like gravity, always pushing them in one direction. Their bodies would adapt. Their sense of balance, their muscle structure, their very architecture would be shaped by this relentless artificial gravity. The concepts of up and down would be absolute, defined not by a planet, but by the direction of their eternal journey. What would this do to their psychology? To live in a world that is a marvel of engineering, but entirely artificial. A world without weather, without seasons, without the random, chaotic beauty of nature. A world where every resource is precious, every calorie is counted, Every breath of air is recycled. It would create a culture of incredible discipline and efficiency. But would it leave room for wildness, for spontaneity, for art that isn't functional? Would they dream of open skies and unpredictable rain? Would they write poetry about the memory of a gentle, random breeze? The human spirit is a resilient and creative thing. I imagine they would find beauty in their world of metal and light. They would paint murals on the long corridor walls. They would compose symphonies based on the rhythms of the life support system. They would find the sacred in the patterns of their star charts. They would prove that humanity can create a home anywhere, that we carry our own worlds within us, and their relationship with knowledge would be unique. They would be the keepers of a sacred flame, the knowledge of Earth, the history, the science, the art of a world they would never see. The ship's central computer would be their library, their museum, their oracle. The stories of our time would be their ancient history. Shakespeare, Mozart, Einstein. These would be their mythological figures. They would study our lives, our mistakes, our triumphs, with a reverence and a distance that we cannot imagine. They would be a living bridge across millions of years of time, a testament to the curiosity and the endurance of a species that dared to dream of reaching another galaxy. Their journey would be a long, slow meditation on motion itself. To be constantly moving, yet to have your entire world move with you, creates a strange paradox. Are you moving at all? Or are you perfectly still while the universe flows past you? From their perspective, their ship is their entire stable reality. It is the universe itself that is the transient, fleeting thing, glimpsed through their windows as a distorted, silent river of light. They would be the calm eye in the center of a relativistic hurricane. Their journey forces us to ask the deepest questions. What is motion? What is stillness? What is home? And what is the true nature of the reality we perceive? The answers depend entirely on where you are standing, or, in this case, where you are flying. So let us leave our brave spacefarers for a moment in their humming metal world, on their long, slow pilgrimage through the night. Their story is a testament to the human desire to explore, to know, to see what lies beyond the next hill, or in their case, the next galaxy. It is the same desire that pushes us to ask these big, wonderful questions. The same desire that has brought you here tonight, to listen to a story